Hey there, it's Hunter with Group 9 this week, covering Chapter 11, which is Enable and Practice Continuous Integration. So to get started, the introduction basically talks about how this presentation will cover the advantages of continuous integration and how it can be best implemented into the development stream. So continuous integration is a fairly simple topic that it can be kind of put into two different types of production. So you have an individual productivity style, and you also have a team productivity style. And so for individual productivity, you have developers that work in their own branch of the code. There's no work disrupted by other people because you are in your individual branch. However, merging can be difficult sometimes. If you have lots of different team members so trying to merge some code, sometimes they might have modified the same file you had, or made different changes, so there'd be some conflicts when you want to merge, and that error can be hard to resolve. On the other side, you have team productivity, which is everyone works on the same parts, or basically the same branch, the development branch or the trunk. So when this happens, there's no misunderstandings, there's no branches, there's simple commits. The team works together on one commit. And when they push it out, the one downside could be it's the entire project that has to be kind of relooked at, and they can be bigger code commits for these updates. So, small batch development and what happens when we commit code to the trunk infrequently. So, small batches is just fewer changes between commits. So, you're making code changes to a file, and if you have you're changing maybe a few lines of code, and you can commit that, and you can leave a message saying, hey, this is what I did, this is what I committed, and then your team knows. And so when you have like a smaller commit, it's easier to integrate into the trunk and understand what was changed. However, if I'm working in my branch for a long time, it's just my own solo branch, and I spend maybe a couple weeks on it, I'll have a lot of changes, and without basically syncing from the trunk, and I don't have the most updated code by the time I actually commit my 2-week-old branch, there could be lots of difficulty in merging. There could be other developers that have either completely removed some of my code or have modified the same spaces, so creating more conflicts. And so then it's kind of like, dang, I did all that work for just to have all these problems, and then have my code be removed at the end. So it kind of has like motivation goes down. And I've seen that in my own work too. So I'll spend a lot of time on coding, and sometimes it's not the right option. So it's very not it's not motivated whatsoever. So adopt trunk-based development practices. So it recommends that we check code in at least once a day. So like a daily routine of at the end of your work, you check it in, you commit, and have them review it. This allows for quicker fixes when a problem is detected. May use gated commits. Daily commits forces developers to break tasks into smaller chunks. You can't do a lot of work in one day, so as you commit while you're working one day, it's a little easier for QA or whoever the team would be to kind of look over the code and make sure it's good. And so this allows for better understanding of the system by everyone involved. This also allows for the team members to help each other more easily. Bazaarvoice case study. The company tried to move to a quicker release schedule. However, at first it did not go well. When they first launched their goals to a 2-week release schedule, there was like 44 or 40 something else like customer service complaints where it was not good and management was not happy. But however, the problems were identified. They realized they had a lack of automated tests. The code was checked in right up to release, and different teams' releases were causing issues with others. So one team was working on a change of code that the other team might have changed something else to make the commit not work as well or not at all. So continuing, we have issues were addressed using continuous integration principles. So the automated tests were implemented at many levels of the work, and the 2-week branch intervals were created. These changes led to significant success for the team. So after I believe like the second bi-weekly release, they went from like 44 service failures to like 3, and then it went to 2, and then it went to 1, and then 0. So it's hard at work at first. The very first time they did it, they had lots of service failures. However, the team was so impressed, and they liked it a lot better, besides management the first week. But they realized this is the way to go, and a lot of them were even like, how could we even go back to what we did originally? So, as I said, it's a simple topic. It is the way to go. Continuous delivery, continuous integration. It just works. The trunk-based development helps to streamline and isolate the areas where problems can occur. Small batch development allows for quicker development cycles and makes changes easier to follow and understand. Both of these combined in the continuous integration method help development teams make their best work and products. So hopefully that we can adopt this continuous integration mindset, and for wherever we're working for a team, we can do our daily check-ins, daily commits, and our code production will go much more smoothly. Thank you.